It begins quietly, almost invisibly. A silence so heavy it feels like gravity pressing down on a small chest. You're 8 years old, sitting in a room where laughter should live, but instead it's filled with tension. Maybe it's addiction. Maybe it's anger. Maybe it's just the hollow silence of two adults too broken to notice you. And in that silence, something ancient clicks inside your young mind. If I don't act older, if I don't hold this family together, no one will. That's the moment childhood ends. Not with age, but with responsibility. This is the story of the boy who became too mature too soon. And today, we're going to uncover the hidden psychology of what happens when a child trades innocence for survival. Because the truth is, those survival patterns don't disappear. They follow you into adulthood, shaping your relationships, your career, even your sense of self. When a child steps into the role of caretaker, psychologists call it parentification. Instead of being cared for, the child becomes the caregiver, the peacekeeper, the fixer, the emotional anchor. On the outside, this looks like maturity. Teachers praise him. He's so responsible. Relatives admire. He's wise beyond his years. But inside, something tragic is happening. The child disappears, not physically, but emotionally. He learns to smile when he's hurting. He learns to cry in silence. He learns to read the room before he speaks, and slowly, he becomes the emotional thermostat of the household, adjusting himself to keep everyone else stable. But here's the question no one asks: at what cost? Childhood is supposed to be about play, exploration, and safety. But when a child is forced to regulate the emotions of adults, the brain adapts in a different way. It creates hypervigilance, a constant scanning for danger. This boy learns that love is conditional. He learns that peace is something you earn, not something you're given. He learns that his own needs are dangerous, while everyone else's needs are urgent. So he disappears further. In his place grows a mask, the good boy, the achiever, the one who never asks for anything. And he wears that mask so convincingly that even he forgets it's not real. Deep down, though, something aches, because the inner child never dies. He's still inside, silently screaming, "Why didn't anyone protect me?" As the boy grows older, the symptoms become more complex. He becomes hyper-independent, refusing help, pushing people away. He feels numb during happy moments because joy feels unfamiliar, even dangerous. He struggles to rest because productivity is the only way he's ever felt worthy. And worst of all, he doesn't even realize he's still stuck in survival mode. Here's the tragedy. When dysfunction is normalized early, chaos becomes the baseline. Stillness feels wrong. Peace feels suspicious. Love feels like a debt you'll have to repay. So what happens when this boy grows up? He becomes an adult who never feels safe, even in calm rooms, a partner who can't trust softness, a giver who can't receive, the kind of person who apologizes for crying, flinches at compliments, and confuses exhaustion with success. These aren't personality traits. They're coping strategies. They're survival patterns. And the tragedy is that what once saved him is now slowly killing him. Every boy who grew up too fast carries a secret fantasy that someone will notice, that someone will see through the mask, realize he's not as strong as he pretends to be, and finally let him fall apart in their arms. But here's the truth. No one is coming to rescue the child you buried. You are the one who must go back and hold his hand. You are the one who must say what no one else ever said. You didn't deserve that. You were just a child. You get to rest now. Healing doesn't start with fixing. It starts with witnessing. Until you validate what happened, you'll keep gaslighting yourself with thoughts like, "It wasn't that bad. Other people had it worse. I turned out fine." But fine is a mask too. And deep down, you know it. Shadow work means turning toward the abandoned parts of yourself and saying, "I see you, I hear you, and I'm not leaving." It's brutal, because it asks you to feel the grief you never had time to feel, to sit with the rage, the sorrow, the unmet needs, to mourn the innocence you lost while protecting people who should have protected you. But that grief isn't weakness. It's proof that you're healing, because what was once frozen is finally thawing. These survival patterns show up in adulthood in subtle, invisible ways. You become the therapist in all your friendships, but never let anyone truly see you. You're praised for independence, but deep down you're terrified of being a burden. You overfunction in relationships, fixing, managing, over-explaining, and wonder why you feel resentful. You struggle with boundaries because saying no feels like betrayal. The good news? These patterns are learned, and what is learned can be unlearned. But only when you stop idolizing your strength and start honoring your wounds. One of the most powerful steps is asking your inner child, what did I need back then that I never got? You may hear answers like, I needed someone to tell me it wasn't my fault. I needed someone to ask how I was doing. I needed to play, rest, and laugh without fear. And slowly, you begin to give those things to yourself. Not to fix the past, but to stop reliving it. This is how you stop seeking parents in your partners. This is how you stop mistaking anxiety for intuition. This is how you stop running from the child you were and start becoming the adult you were meant to be. Carl Jung once said, there is no coming to consciousness without pain. People will do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own soul. But shadow work demands that we face it, all of it. The neglected, the ashamed, the scared, the angry. Healing isn't about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you were before the world told you who you should be. If you grew up too fast, know this. Your maturity was never the problem. The problem was that you had no choice. But now you do. You can choose softness. You can choose rest. You can choose to stop managing everyone else's emotions and start honoring your own. It won't happen overnight. There will be days you feel like a child again. Good. That's the point. Let that child come home. Let him cry. Let him play. Let him finally be seen. Because you're not broken. You're becoming whole. And maybe for the first time, you're finally growing up the right way. Not through pressure, not through fear, but through truth. You never had a childhood, but you still have a future. And this time, you get to write it.